Hey friends and first partners, are you an entrepreneur who's trying to figure out if you should stick with Calendly as your number one calendar scheduler, or if you should partner with Scalability and utilize one of their features, which also has a calendar? And so we're gonna be diving into that prices and features, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to decide which one is right for you. All right, friends and purpose partners, welcome back. Today I'm going to be diving into Scalability's calendar feature versus Calendly and dive into both and see which one really is right for you and how do you choose which one is right for you. So let's dive in. Today I'm going to be starting with Scalability. So Scalability is an all-in-one platform software solution for entrepreneurs who want to scale and grow their business. One of the things I do love about Scalability is that, yes, it has all the features that you need to multiply, automate, scale, and grow your business. Calendars being one of the features that it offers. So let's talk about price first, and then we'll dive into the actual features. So for $97 a month, you get the calendar feature plus everything else. So you get your email marketing tools, you get the calendar tool, you get AI, you have your own app where you can actually communicate back and forth in real time with your contacts. You can have your own phone number. You can do your website, your blogs, your forms, your landing pages, your membership courses. You can sell products on here. So pretty much anything that you need from a business standpoint, this is the all-in-one platform solution that I refer to my clients when they're asking me like, hey, I want you to build a website and a landing page and like brand me using, tech. So I really love Scalability because it is of all the all-in-one platforms, software solutions on the market. This one is very economically priced. It's only $97 a month, or you can do $9.97 annually. Anybody who signs up with my link, you actually get a free 30-day trial too. So you get your first 30 days free. But then it has all the features that for my clients that I work with who are pretty much the online entrepreneur. So they're affiliate marketers, coaches, network marketers, financial advisors, fitness coaches, those types of, I've worked with doctors as well. So like it really meets a lot of the needs of your tech software needs from an entrepreneurial standpoint. Calendly is just a kind of just Calendly, just calendar features. So that's their focus, and they do really well. I've been a Calendly member and subscriber for years. I personally just have I think I just have the standard plan because I just need one seat. And I wanted a way that I could do webinars. I could also charge people. I could have workflows, automation set up for when people scheduled with me. I could have that linked to my calendar. I could have forms that they fill out, questions based on where they're at with different, when they come into my meeting, depending on what the meeting, I can have different questions for them to respond to. And that will help me prepare for that specific meeting, whether it's a discovery call or maybe it's like a client support call. I have that in there. So Scalability offers the exact same features. There are some nuances though. So I do want to point out again, like the pricing is going to be different because with Calendly, you're just getting the calendar feature versus Scalability. It's the $97 a month versus like a $10, $16 a month just for more like the solopreneur or like maybe a solopreneur with a couple contract employees. And that's going to be a completely different price range. But when you think about, okay, if you're paying for a website and then you're paying for a landing page, you're paying for your email marketing, you're paying for your calendars, and you're basically piecemealing all of your software and tech support versus paying one monthly fee of or investment, if you will, of $97 a month, which is a tax write-off, then to me, that makes more sense. Like I want to consolidate my logins. I want to consolidate my overhead expenses, and I really want just like a system that's talking to each other. So again, that's why I refer Calendly, or sorry, why I refer Scalability over Calendly. If you're an entrepreneur who's trying to scale your business without scaling all the different softwares and platforms and having all these different expenses every month, you can consolidate that into like the all-in-one platform like Scalability. So that's the difference in pricing and why, like, okay, why Scalability is at $97 a month versus Calendly, which is usually going to be the $10 to $16 per month for the clients that I work with. So, okay, let's dive into some of the features of Calendly versus Scalability. So all of these pretty much have the same, like they have the same, like this. You can have multiple different types of events. You can have your link for each event. The booking pages look the same with like literally this pretty much looks the exact same. So let me actually go back here to my calendar because I've rebuilt most of these onto my into my Scalability platform. So I'm going to actually just pull up, let's see, that was experience the opportunity. Okay, so if I grab my shareable link and open that up here. Like it literally pretty much looks exactly the same. And so my clients can come in and book, and then an automation kicks off and they can walk through that. So let's just point that, here we go. Like pretty much the same. I was even able to brand my Scalability to my colors. I don't know if that's a feature in Calendly. I would have to go back and see if they've updated that in their branding section. But at the time when I was building out my Calendly for the specific, that was not an option. So you can see it looks pretty much like the actual what it looks like is the same. And then the other thing that Calendly versus Scalability is that all my contacts are in Scalability. And so when I go to email and I want to nurture these people I'm having discovery calls with or having coffee and collaboration chats with, they're in a completely different platform. So that was another downside to Calendly where I was like, okay, I want to move all my stuff over to Scalability. And this is why it's like, okay, when I have somebody book a call with me, then all of their contact information also goes into like my Scalability contacts. And so when I do nurture campaigns or I send out a text about my podcast dropping, these people have already agreed to marketing from me when they check the box to when they booked their event. And so I can nurture them and let them know, hey, here's more of what I'm doing without having to pull the Excel spreadsheet and upload that into my Scalability contacts. So that was another thing where I was like, I don't really like that all my contacts that I'm building relationships with are in a completely different platform. So that's something to think about too, if you're deciding like whether I should switch or keep Calendly. Workflows are also very similar. The difference with Scalability is that in like the menu, it's kind of the same, honestly. Their Scalability is called automations instead of workflows. I do have other training videos around that topic, but I'll show you in Scalability where that is. So let me find my tab. Okay. So right now in Scalability, you can see I'm in calendars. If I go back to like my main menu, there's automations, and that's where my workflows are. So you can see, let's see, we were talking about experience the opportunity workflow. So same setup. I have my trigger when that person books that appointment, they're going to get a confirmation email. I'll get an internal text saying like, hey, somebody so-and-so booked this appointment with you. 24 hours, they get an email. An hour before the meeting, they get an email and a text. And then 5 minutes, they get an email, a text, and I get a text saying, hey, your meeting's about ready to start. So all of those features are the exact same as Calendly. I can do the exact same thing with my workflows here, where they can have 30-minute. I would say the workflow setup is slightly different because you have to set up, like if I do a new workflow. Actually, let me go back. Let me just go into one of my current workflows. Like it's not connected. So that is kind of the difference here, is that I have to set up like one workflow and be like, okay, this is for 30 minutes. Here's all my, I want all of these meetings to get a 30-minute meeting reminder. And when this happens, I want an email or text to go out. Versus scalability, I can see the entire workflow in this one view. So I do like that better on scalability versus Calendly, is like, if I'm going to edit, I can go into that calendar and edit the whole workflow instead of going to the 30-minute workflow and editing it, going to 5 hours and whatever, 5 minutes. So it's just a different look. It's just a nuance to how their logic works, but just wanted, that is a difference in their workflows. They both have workflows, so that functionality is there. And so you can make that workflow be whatever you want, time differences. You can have different reminders at different times. So as far as scheduling an event, setting up the event, setting your availability, that pretty much is all the same. The workflow is all the same. Even like when I come into, we'll just stick with the experience the opportunity example. Oh wait, I want to go back to, sorry. When I go back to my calendar and choose that experience the opportunity, like really the step-by-step is pretty much the same. I can set my availability, if I have forms, notifications, connections, customizations. While I'm in the forms and payment, I do want to point out that in order for, so it's going to default to the first name, last name, email, phone number, and notes. So this is where I would say there is a definite nuance between Calendly and Scalability, because their forms are not actually housed in their calendar platform. The forms for calendar, for your landing pages, for everything that you need are under sites. So that is something it's just a learning curve. Under the sites menu option, you can go to forms and you can do form builder, and then you can build out your different forms. So that is like, I would say, one nuance, because the logic, because Calendly, like that's their specific thing, that's all they focus on. So their form option is going to be, you're going to be able to build that into your calendar in the calendar section. Now with Scalability, because Scalability is an all-in-one software solution, the form is also going to work for calendar. It's going to work for your landing pages and offers. If you have like a freebie funnel you want to kick in. So you can have a form or a survey type. It can kind of be similar, interchangeable. So that's why it lives under the sites option and not under the calendar option, because this form is serving a multiple different options and not just a calendar feature. So you do have to build a new form. So for example, when I do my discovery call, I want to ask specific questions to that person booking the call. And so it has like email, first name, last name, phone number, which of the following describes you? And I have a drop down. I have describe your business and services and programs that you offer. And how do you want help with them? What isn't working in your business? Would it be worth to solve this problem? What type of services are you looking for? So I'm able to really customize the form to that appointment that the person is booking. And so I can still do that same functionality in Calendly and Scalability. It's just in a different location. And the other nuance is that all of this information is housed under the contact. So I do want to point that out. One of the things I do like about Calendly that Scalability, to my knowledge, does not have yet is that when I have a client book a calendar appointment on Calendly and I open up their calendar invite, all of the form data is in that calendar invite through the Calendly platform. If I want to see their responses, I actually have to go to my contacts and then I can see, and I don't want to go there right now because it'll show all my contact information, but I have to go to my contacts and then there's like additional info. And you can have different categories, but essentially there is like all of my contact information, all of their forms that they filled out is going to be under their contact, not the actual event that comes to. So that is, I think, one of the nuances where I just had to understand that and get used to that. It's not like it doesn't hurt me enough to like completely disregard all the other amazing features inside of Scalability. It did take me a little bit to get used to it and just know where do I go to look for those things. Because my contacts, I really did like that feature and functionality of how when I had somebody book a discovery call and I wanted to see, oh, what did they fill out? It was all in the one place. And so because again, Scalability is a platform that has multiple different features that serves multiple different business needs. Yeah, like some of the things kind of they're working across the platform. So the solution is let's just put all of the calendar and all of the contact information under contacts. And so the form, because right, if you're doing a landing page form, you would go look at contacts for that information. So that is a little bit of an explanation, and you kind of just have to wrap your mind around why that's there instead of on the actual event. And that was just one of the things I did want to point out. So let's see if there's anything else feature-wise with Calendly. I don't really use routing, but they have that feature. Availability, that's another feature that is the same. I will say I did like that I could do in Calendly, I could do like, here's my 2023 schedule. And I can put all my meetings under that schedule that I wanted versus Scalability. They're still, I think, making some improvements because they have like my availability and account availability, and that one's coming soon. But my availability, to my knowledge, so here's you check your time zone. And there's really not, like, I can't have multiple availabilities. So like Calendly, I could have, here's my fall availability, here's my summer availability, here's my winter, like, or quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, or the whole year, like, whatever. Like, for example, right now, I'm in a summer schedule with my son who is doing summer school in the mornings. So that's really my set office hours because I know I'm going to have the house to myself. I can either work at home or go to a coffee shop while he's at school. And then when I pick him up, we kind of move into like pool time and hanging out, doing house stuff. So I had to come back here and change my availability. You can also change your availability per calendar too. So like if I wanted my discovery call calendar to be a little bit different, I do have that option here too to set availability. But the one thing that I liked about Calendly that to my knowledge Scalability does not have yet is like I could just change it in one place and it would basically disperse that to all the calendars that I have linked to that specific availability grouping. Whereas Scalability, I do have to go into each calendar and set up my availability for that specific calendar event that I want. So I haven't really tested though if I do it at the, if I do it up here at the my availability and I change it, to my knowledge, I don't think it changes other things, but this does help me get a starting point when I do start my, like a new calendar. And then you do have the option for connections and integrations. So Like I have mine set up to my Google Calendar and my Outlook calendar. I can have it sync. I have mine syncing one direction right now just because I do share a calendar with my husband, and so it was kind of getting crazy because he would have appointments on there, and so it would block my calendar, block people from booking time with me on our shared calendar because he would be blocked, but I would be open. So I had to make mine only sync one way because I'm like, basically just push it to my calendar, don't check if I'm available or not. But you can do a two-way sync where it'll check and make sure you're not busy. So right now mine is personally just set um towards like my specific calendar. So you can also do preferences. Like I have my meeting location with my Zoom. And so that'll go to all of my calendars. I can have my week set on, to start on Sunday, my language time, week starts on Sunday. So there's those little changes that you can do. Calendly, I think essentially does the same thing. You can set like your time zone and how you want your person, like I want them to see it in their time zone when they're booking with me. Again, they have different integration and apps. So like if I wanted, you can set up all your different calendars. If I wanted to do my, what would it be? Like if I wanted to charge somebody to have book an appointment with me, which I do have one of my returning clients, I do have them book a call, like pay me when they book that call. And so that you can set up with Stripe or PayPal. So kind of very similar here. They have PayPal and they have Stripe. So we also have the Zoom interface. So very similar. So I think it just comes down to, do you want multiple platforms? Like, do you want to pay for both platforms? If you have the feature already available to you and you in Scalability, is it worth paying? To me, it's not worth paying for another platform when I can do the exact same thing. And there may be a couple minor nuances that I just have to get over that learning curve and learn about. But really, it's pretty much the exact same. A couple like lessons learned is that if you have like an all-day event and it's going to that calendar, it will block your time. So I've had to change a couple of my all-day events to just like 8 a.m. to 8:15 because that is blocking my calendar. And so it's not showing me as available. So that was like a nuance I had to learn here with Scalability. And then the forms, that was definitely another one I had to learn. So let me know what questions you have in the comments. If you want me to dive deeper into any of these features and nuances or how to set up calendar, I do have a training on how to set up your calendar and Scalability. So you can refer to that too on my page. But I feel like that at least gives you a space. Hopefully this training video helped you have enough wisdom and knowledge on what direction is right for you, whether to keep Calendly if you are also going to become a Scalability subscriber. In my opinion, if you don't mind those couple nuances, I would just save your extra, $100 a year and just put it all in because you have all your contacts in the same place. You can nurture them and you're still getting the workflows and features. So, all right. If you have watched this and you're not a Scalability subscriber, I do want to invite you to my 30-day free trial so you can get your first 30 days for free if you use the link below. So with that, I love you guys. Hope you have a great day and thanks for watching.